Hey, 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 everyone. Y'all, I am so excited, Lord, that look, I'm going into prayer. I'm so excited that we have had the opportunity to have my special guest, my client, my friend, my colleague, all the things to be here today to share her story and to share her testimonial from a standpoint of what we call the purpose case study. Y'all, the purpose of this case study is to highlight what can be possible and what is possible for you in your business. And so, as you're listening to the story and Sabrina's testimony, I want you to be listening in deeply to see yourself in this, because what's possible for her is possible for you, because Christ is not a respecter of persons. And, I'm really happy that Sabrina was willing to give us her yes and sharing her experience of what it's been like to be involved with our Woke Next Level program. So without further ado, welcome, 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 Sabrina. Can you share
Hey.
a little bit about who you are, what you do, and all the wonderful things?
Okay. Well, thank you so much for just giving me the chance to share because I am excited. So many things have taken place, and oh my gosh, in such a short time. So I am Sabrina Hammonds. I am the founder and owner of Kingdom Connections podcast and media agency. I share that slowly because I don't want to get it messed up because I just had a name change. Um, Growing into what the business is becoming, and so that name just fits. So what we are all about is we serve and partner with kingdom women entrepreneurs who have an established business. They've been in business for about 3 years, and they are at a place where they're ready to take their business to the next level. They want to move from reaching people on social media and networking to taking it out to thousands. And we do that through podcast guesting. And so that is what our business is all about. One of the foundational pieces, though, that I absolutely love that the Lord just continues to remind me of is we are relational. We are about helping those women to partner, to connect, and to build relationships, strategic relationships with their people so that ultimately their business grows, the kingdom grows, like we're all moving together. And so we put them in places where those things can happen, where relationships can grow, collaborations can happen. And so that is my business. Did you? I don't know if you wanted me to go ahead and share like where I was before or what.
I mean, we can jump right in, but I will say this that I listen, Sabrina, I really love what you're doing and the work that you're doing. I am one who has had the unique opportunity of getting to experience your work, and so being seeing you at this level and be and all that you say that you do, I've had the opportunity to experience it, which is just incredible. So yeah, so if you could, like, where did you start? Where were you before you joined Woke Next Level?
So the word that keeps coming back to me is floundering. Like I cannot describe it any other way than I feel like I was just in a place where I was stretched, like in all these different directions, because there were so many things that you don't know what you don't know, and I felt like that's where I was, and all I knew is like I was getting the training in the woke Facebook group, the private group that I was a part of. So it wasn't like I wasn't getting anything, but I was getting that training and I would apply that, but it was just like I knew I had to do this. I knew I had to make sure the website was done. I knew I had to I was looking at what other people had. I knew I had to do that. I had to do all these things. And so it was like I didn't really know what are the things I need to focus on that are going to grow my business because it wasn't like I was serving the clients that I had, but I didn't know how to go beyond that. And so that's all I can think of is I just feel like I was everywhere, everywhere and nowhere. Because honestly, I wasn't showing up on Facebook because I didn't even know how to do that. I was overthinking the content. I wasn't even sure the clarity of my business. Like there were so many pieces that I feel like I couldn't put together in order to be what God was saying I was supposed to be. Like, I knew there was more, and there was these other things that, but I didn't know. I didn't know how to put it together and how to present it in such a way that others were going to see what it is that God had placed on the inside of me. So I feel like I was everywhere. Oh, you're on mute.
Thank you. See, I try to take myself off mute and okay. So I love that about your story, Sabrina, because the thing is that as women entrepreneurs, we find ourselves in that place many times. Like we know we've been called to entrepreneurship, but then
Yeah.
we take those first steps and then it's like, okay, what do I even need to do when you find yourself like trying all the things and
Yep.
then like really like none of the things are getting you where you're trying to go and you find yourself distracted and like all over the place. So since
Yeah.
then, like what has shifted for you since joining the Woke Next Level program?
Oh gosh. I feel like I can breathe. Like I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. But I feel like I gained so much like clarity about so many things that I didn't know. I'm not going to cry. Why am I crying? Um there were so many things that I didn't know, and I wanted somebody to come alongside me and to say, here is what I need for you to do. Like, I have the business pieces. Like, I've been where you've been. I see where you are. Like, this is what you need to do. And I think when I heard like the whole business audit thing, like the like you took the deep dive into my business and you took the time to share like everything. And I could tell that like you knew exactly where I was. Like when I came, like you could see exactly where I was at. But then like you casted this vision that I didn't even see. Like I didn't even see that. But when you casted the vision and you said, this is where I see you going, I was just like, yeah, yeah, I think so. Like it resonated with something that I guess God had already placed on the inside of me, but like you gave words to that thing that was on the inside of me. And I was like, I think she's right. I think she's right about where I'm going to go. And I want to go there. I want to go there, to where God wants to take me. And then you sat down and you said, these are the things that you need to do that are going to get you to where you want it, to where God is taking you. And I was just like, okay, let me do those things. Like, let me just shut out all of the noise because there was a lot of it. And I'm going to do exactly what she's saying because I know that she knows what she's talking about. And she's gone to the Lord on behalf of my business. And this is what he's given her. And I'm just like, let me just listen to these people because they know what they're talking about. And they're this team and we're doing this thing together. And they've given me a strategic plan and I'm going to focus on this piece. And so I began to focus on networking, like on purpose networking, which I didn't even know what that looked like. But when I had a chance to shut out all the other things and I just took the exact, goals that we had set, that you had set for me, we set together, and I started purposefully networking, I I was just amazed at all the people I started to connect with. That were always like they've been there, they've been out there, but I didn't know they were out there because I was just clicking the likes and the buttons and the checking the boxes and like I wasn't even showing up, like really. And then people started coming to me and they're like, I want to talk to you about your services. I was like, what? How do you even know about my services? Well, they knew because I had been putting myself out there and doing the visibility piece. Like I had been posting the things that I do on Facebook. Like I had gained clarity about who I was supposed to show up as, what my business was supposed to look like, and then the name change. Like I don't even know how all this stuff came together, but like it's come together in such a way that hasn't felt so hard. It was so hard before. Like I'm telling you, I worked on these pieces of my process, for so long, for so long. I had been trying to manifest this thing. Like I just need to nail this thing down. And I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. But then it was like I turned off all the noise. I began to sit with God in a way that I wasn't doing before. I was sitting with him, but I was asking him this list of questions. I have all these things, God, in my business. I need you to answer me. And it wasn't working. But then when I just got back to a place where I was just like, oh my gosh, I can just breathe with you. Like, oh. And then I would just share my heart with him and share some of the things that we were focusing on, that you had said to focus on. And he just began to pour these things into me. And I wrote them down, and then I would share them. And then, Coach Don and I worked together on my process. And I was just like, huh, it all came together. And then the name change came together. And now, like, people are coming to me and they're sharing testimonies about my services when they haven't worked with me. How is that even possible?
Phenomenal.
The lady is saying, like, you've got to work with her. You've got to work with Sabrina. She is phenomenal. She is awesome. We have only had one conversation.
That, that's
How does that even happen? Like, people are giving me testimonies for services that they have yet to receive. Uh-oh.
You're still there. I hear you.
I'm sorry. I don't know what was happening here. And I just, yeah, I feel like I could continue to go on and on about this, because I feel like I've been in the Woke Next Level program for a long time now. Like, but I haven't actually. Like, we just got started. We just got started, and all of these pieces have come together. And I can only think that it's because I jumped on board and I sat under somebody who had sat under and at the feet of the Lord. Like, she done went and she sat at the feet of Jesus for me and my business. Like, I'm emotional because that means a lot. And when you come back and then you give the plan and all the things that are for me and my business, it's not like I'm involved in this thing where I'm a part of all this noise in a group and you're sharing the exact same training and everybody is getting the exact same training. No, this is my plan and my business and my strategic, steps. And it's worked. Like, I don't know how else to say it. Like, it's worked. It's working.
Sabrina, you're just like an inspiration. I've had to hold myself together twice right now because I'm like, oh my gosh, you are such an inspiration. And I will say, this is the power of purpose and being on purpose and showing
Yeah.
up intentionally and showing up with the humble spirit to trust the process and trust
Yeah.
God, because so many times we are like, oh, it's like all these things outside of us that we need to be doing, when really it's like getting in touch with what's already, like the Lord is already giving us, and stepping
Yeah.
out and being on purpose with that. And it's just
Yeah.
amazing to see how you've shown up and you've done the work. Because when I looked at it in preparation for this interview, I'm like looking at all of your results. And like you said, it's been just 1 month. And it's like, you've done more in 1 month. If we just look at the results, more in 1 month than probably in 6 months. And you would accomplish in like 6 months to a
Yeah.
year, because
Yes.
it's that much stuff. And it's not like, it's like this push. It's like from a place of being on purpose, like you're saying, like you're
Hmm.
setting your business up in a way that represents your divine calling. And just from the name change, like you were Sabrina's consulting services at the beginning. And then
Hmm.
we're just assessing your business audit and where you were going. And like you said, and casting that vision, it was like, there's more to this. Like you're more than this. And so now when we see Kingdom Connections podcast and media, the name just instantly speaks to your light and the magic that you bring to the marketplace. And I believe that that's part of the way that people starts to gravitate towards your message with ease and grace, because you're being on purpose, and they can say that name just resonates with them. And you talked about that business audit, and I one of the things about the business audit, and I appreciate you bringing that forth, is because it's like we want to be very thorough, so when we do come
Yeah.
back with those plans, then it is customized to you. Because a lot of times you can find yourself in these groups and you feel lost, and it's like, what do I even need to do? Where do I start? What's this? And so we do the business audit, and you go. So what she's talking about, you guys, is that you do the intake form, and your intake form, it just document like where you are, what's your assets, what's your website, what's your social media handles, what's your programs that you're offering, where are you trying to go, where are you income wise, where are you trying to go income wise. Like we get it all. And so it's pretty comprehensive, and we do that
Yeah.
for a reason, because then when, like she said, I take it and come and go to the Father, then I'm like, okay, what steps do we need to take to get her there to the end
Yeah.
outcomes. And so then from there, we create a 90-day marketing plan. And with that 90-day marketing plan, then we're breaking it down into actionable goals that you can do each month, that's setting you up for success, so you don't feel like you're all over the place. And then what I would like to say is, so since after we do that, then we set you up with like a project management system. And so with that project management system, it helps you to track your goals from week to week, and to measure your progress, and to upload any documents for review. How has that been like for you, Sabrina?
So I did not use Trello before. I had only dabbled in it, and so I was nervous about the whole Trello thing. But it has been really, really good because it's the accountability thing. Like I look at it at the beginning. I know what the goals are. I know what I'm going towards during each week. Because for me, like if you are just giving me a big picture, um, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I'm so overwhelmed right now. I can't even do anything. Um, and I am one of those people that I have to break it into steps. And if I don't break it up into steps, or if I can't see those chunks and that it's getting done, I am a sit down and power through it. I'm going to do it all today. Like I'm going to do all the things right now. And so I think like as I'm chipping away and have been chipping away at the things, I go back to the Trello board to remind myself of the notes that we've taken, the stuff I put in there, and then more importantly, like those action pieces that are in each week. Because I want to go back in there and I'm going to finish, like I'm going to get it done. But it really helps me to stay accountable to the things that I had set out to do. Um, and to know like it is part of that process. Like we're walking through a process. I don't have to do it all today, even though I really, really want to, um, because that is just me. Like I want to do it all. I want to check the boxes right now. But I have learned like there's such purpose in just walking through the process. And then I get to go back and I get to check the box and I get to say, oh my gosh, this piece is done. And look at where I'm at now because I did this one piece. And it's not like a whole bunch of stuff because we're just loading bit by bit, piece by piece, so that I'm not doing all the things. Because that's another thing I appreciate is that you didn't leave everything up there. You took out all that other stuff so I could just see like this is what we're focused on right now, and I can do this. Like I can do it.
Yes, yes. And one of the things that you talked about is about being, you have a process to where you don't feel like in a rush, and you have to, like, I have to do all this right now, because what happens is that that leads to burnout. And I'm always reminding us, no, we're going to go with the pace of grace, the
The
pace
pace
of
of
grace.
grace.
Because
Yes.
as those high achieving entrepreneurs, it can get really hard. It's like, let me try to do all the things, but then when you start doing all the things, now your mind gets really cluttered, and you're walking outside of your purpose and that divine grace, where it's like where you're in that
Yes.
creative space where you can do more, you can think freely, and you're walking from a place of freedom from the inside, without
Yes.
all of the distractions and all of the expectations that you're projecting on yourself. And
Uh-huh.
what I love is that, like, the someone is saying here, it helps to conquer that overwhelm when you have that project management system, that where in a way set up in a way where it chunks down your goals from week to week, month to month.
Yes.
Now you get to conquer that overwhelm, and you're still getting things, that you're actually getting more done than you would have been doing before. How has that been for
That
you?
is that's crazy because I have been in business. I started doing this particular business in September of 2020, and now we are in 2022. Um, and so I've been serving my clients, for the past year, but that's all I've been doing. I've just been serving them because I didn't know what else to do. I knew, like, this is what I'm supposed to do. I want to serve them. I want to give them everything I've got because this is what God is calling me to do. So let me just serve them. Let me just pour out and give to them. And then I'm like, God, I have no idea what else I'm doing. I don't know what else to do. I said, so if you want me to grow, like if this thing is supposed to grow, you've got to help me. You've got to send. So he was sending me more clients,
Yeah.
but like that's all I could do because
Mhm.
I didn't know anything else. First of all, I didn't have systems and processes and the business part. Like this was my ministry. This is what I was doing. And I would gladly, if they wanted to pay me, yes, I'm going to let them pay me. But like there was no business side of it. And I knew on the inside, God, you want to make this into a business, right? Like I think you're calling me to some sort of big business. And so I've been doing that part all this time. And I feel like God has just been pouring things into me that I didn't know were there until I connected with you guys. And I feel like you brought them out. Like,
Mm.
I think they've been in there all this time because I've been sitting with the Lord. Like, I think He's been pouring things into me. But, like, even the name change thing, when I read that in your notes and you had talked about that, about having a name change, instantly, I was like, yes. Like, I think it was in there, but I had not even thought, let me start thinking about a name change. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I feel like the Lord poured all these things into me, but I didn't know how to get them out in a way that was going to be effective.
Yeah.
And
That's so
so I
true.
think I think that's what we did. And that's what you did. You came in and you saw all of that. You saw the things you didn't even know you were seeing, that the Lord gave you, and then you just brought them out. And I'm like, huh, and I haven't even shared this with you, but I had a call recently with somebody from a magazine that I connected with, and for the purpose of my clients, but I had to go in as a person that was going to publish in their magazine, so I could get in, you know. So I had a conversation with this lady from a magazine, and I was sharing as a person that wanted to write articles for her magazine, and she gave me probably the highest compliment she could have given me, and I didn't even. Anyway, what she said, let me just share with you what she said. She said, "We would love to have you to be an executive contributor in our magazine.
All
Um,
right.
we would love to have you, as one of our people that contributes to her magazine." She said, I just love your energy and your confidence, and I can just tell that you know about your business and you are just passionate about." And I got off that call thinking, what just happened? Like, it wasn't so long ago that I didn't even know what my business really was. I didn't even know how to share that with somebody. But somehow I managed to get on this call and I just shared about all the things. I am, this is my business, Kingdom. Connections Podcast and Media Agency, and this is what we do, and this is how we serve. And all of it just came out. And that's what she said at the end of my spiel or whatever. And I just thought, she doesn't even know what she just said. She doesn't even know what she just gave me right there in that moment. Because I knew that it was because of all of this stuff that has been going on and all this work that I have been doing. Like, I feel like I'm finally at a place where I am presenting my business to these people, wherever that may be, in a way that I'm not apologizing. I'm not trying to fit what I do with what they need.
Yes.
And I was doing that before. I would get on a call before and they would tell me what they're needing. And as we would have conversations, I would try to fit our services and what we can provide into what they were needing. And I
Yeah.
don't think that's the way it was supposed to be.
No. But
And
now you're being on purpose. And as you're being on purpose, it's
yeah,
starting to magnetize high value clients to you, your business and your brand, because you're standing in your divine authority. You're shining your light. Like that city set on a hilltop. You're
yeah,
being that answer. And so people are like, oh my gosh, like, let me find her. Let me get to know more about her. Just like you talked about with the one person, she hasn't even signed on to work with you yet, but she's like, you gotta know her. That is when you're standing in your divine lane, doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing, how you're supposed to be doing. And one of the things that I heard you say is that prior to working with us is that you were caught up working in the business versus
yes,
having enough space to work on the business. Now
yeah,
you have those systems and strategies and processes in place to where you can balance working on the business and working in the business.
yes,
And it's all cohesively working together without
yeah,
creating an overwhelm and burnout and all of the things there. Some of the things is we are, because I'm not, we won't go too much longer here, but some of the things that as I'm remembering and looking at some of your results is that as we're talking about systems, now you have your sales process set up. And well, first, before I even go with that, what has it been like for you to have a team on your side? Because like you literally have a team backing you up. Coach Dawn, she has her lane where she's doing the accountability and she's more like on the analytical side. I'm more on the strategic side, and you have Amber who's helping you set up your onboarding systems and process. What has that been like for you?
Oh gosh. Okay. So Amber, she's all about that administrative, that organization, the Trello board. She helped me set up the networking Trello board so that I can do the purposeful networking. I can plug the people into there and I can actually be purposeful about connecting with them. And that was super helpful. She started me on the onboarding process and helping me to sort of think about my own process so that I can get that system in place. Um, I feel like Coach Don is so good at taking the big picture and chunking it down. Because I had a whole list of things I think recently that I was going to try to throw out there or whatever, and it was like, this is what we're going to work on, and it was exactly what I needed to work on, and we were able to accomplish the thing that I've been working on for like months and months now. I sat down and she helped me to piece it all together in a way that I was just like, this is it. This is exactly it. This is what I've been working on all this time. Um, and then, of course, you come in and you know exactly where I'm at and where I need to go, and always reminding me that it's a process. It is a process, and trust the process and don't get overwhelmed. And what you're doing is the right thing, because like I do sometimes get caught up in that I want to get it all done, and not feeling like because I didn't get all of these other things done, like forgetting about the things that I have accomplished. And so I appreciate you always reminding me, that you're moving in the right place and let's celebrate. Like, I think that's so powerful to celebrate. And then always being able to have that feedback. Like, this is what I'm working on. This is what I have put together, and this is what I'm thinking. Give me your thoughts. Like, just being able to have that back and forth and knowing that like we're collaborating on this thing together. Um, I just, I don't know. It has meant the world.
It's just been, and it's been awesome to see you grow within that, because one thing that I love about you, Sabrina, is that you don't it's not that you're receiving all this stuff, you're doing something with it. And you are, and as a result of it, man, your business is growing leaps and bounds from, with your expert positioning and you setting up those sales calls. You've exceeded the goals that you set out. You've already exceeded them. And it's just amazing just seeing this level of growth, clarity, and freedom, because freedom
Yeah,
is important to me. I don't like seeing people bound by feeling like, oh, what do I do next? I don't know what to do. And they're a slave to their business.
yeah.
Your business is a vehicle of transformation. And so it's like, it's beautiful seeing you drive this vehicle of transformation intentionally, according to your divine call and your purpose. And that's why things are happening and lining up for you the way that they are, because you're being intentional and on purpose, and you're putting priority, making priority. And so it's just a beautiful thing. So as we wrap up here, Sabrina, I'd like to ask you just these two final questions here. What has investing in yourself at this level meant for your business? And if somebody is sitting on the fence and considering woke next level, but don't know like what that's going to look like, what words of encouragement would you share with them?
Wow. So what it has meant for me is the fact that, when I came into it, I knew that my business was something much bigger than what I could envision, and especially something much bigger than I could just carry out. Like, it's not something that I can just grab hold of and do all of the things. Um, and so I knew that I needed that extra layer of support that was very strategic, very purposeful, and was not only going to give me those business strategies, but something much deeper, which is that always, encouraging me to sit at, the feet of Jesus. Like, you can't just take this thing and run with it. Like, you have got to do things intentionally and on purpose and in God's timing and His way, because that's when it's going to be successful. And so that's not any random coach, because I've hired a coach before. I did hire a coach in the very, very beginning before it was even this business. And I invested a big chunk of money. And I got nowhere. And the reason, because I was running somebody else's race. Like, it wasn't even my business. It was just an idea that I grabbed a hold of. And I thought, this is great. I can do this. Let me do this. Hired the coach, spent a month, and got nowhere. And so frustrated. But the thing that they didn't have, though, with that coaching, program or whatever, was they were just giving me these strategies, which were good. They were great strategies, but it was for somebody. I mean, it wasn't even for my business. So I was going to get nowhere. It wasn't what the Lord was calling me to do. And so you can't just invest in anybody. You can't just go out there and grab somebody or grab another strategy or another tool or whatever. I feel like it's got to be this all encompassing thing where they see you where you're at, they cast vision for where they know that God wants to take you, and then they give you the plan and the steps to go there. And so I guess I would say to that person, like, if you're listening, watching, whatever, and like you're in that place where I was, and like you are floundering, because that's the only one I can think of. You're everywhere, you're stretched. You know that God has so much more, but there's so many things you don't know what you don't know. And I guess you could continue to spend all the time trying to grab the strategies and praying and trying. But I'm telling you, like, I don't think that you're going to be able to go where you want to go, where the Lord wants to take you, because where He wants to take you, He has a plan. He has a plan, and you don't know it yet. But it's something that He's given you. And if you partner with LaDondra, with Coach Don, with Amber, like, they're going to be the people that are going to be able to see you where you are and take you where God wants you to go.
Mm.
And maybe you're thinking it's a leap of faith, like this is huge. This is so big. I've never done anything like this before. I get it. I get it. It's huge. It is huge. It's a big leap of faith. But I'm telling you, like, you just gotta jump. You just gotta step out there and partner with the right people. And these are the right people. I'm telling you, they're the right people. Like, they just are. They're your people. They're our people. Um, and and yeah, and God is right there with them. And so y'all are all going to do this thing together. And you just got to do it. I would just encourage you. Ask the Lord, is this something that you want me to do? And if He says yes, don't wait. Don't wait. Because you know what? I wasn't sure how it was going to work out, but God said, I will provide you seed and bread.
Mm.
I will provide you the seed to sow. I am reminded of that as I'm sharing because I questioned and I asked the Lord, I said, God, if you want me to do this, I need to know. And He took me to that scripture, and the address of the scripture is not in my head right now, and I'm sorry, but it says, I will provide seed to the sower and bread for food. And I will increase your seed for sowing. And God said, this is good ground. This is good ground to sow into. And God is providing, He is increasing my seed to sow, just like He said He would.
Mm.
And it's not because of anything that I've done. It's not because of any work that I did before. So it's not because he has put favor on me and me alone. He is no respecter of person. So what He's done for me, He can do for you. He can do for you, and He will do for you. He will do because He says He's for us and He's for you. Thank you. 2 Corinthians 9 and 10. Yes, yes. I will provide seed for the sower and bread for food. He will give you what you need, but maybe He's asking you to step and dip your toes into the water. That's a whole nother message. But maybe He's asking you to step out there and to trust. And He's not going to provide all of the pieces until you step out in obedience. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to say.
Wow,
That's all
like
I'm going to
that is
say.
phenomenal. Thank you so much for sharing this amazing testimony of being on purpose in your business,
On
Sabrina.
purpose.
We are
Yeah.
humbled by the opportunity to get to partner with you at this level. We are grateful to you for your yes. We are grateful that you have made the commitment to say yes to yourself, because this is not about us. This is about you and your legacy. You know, we're about that legacy impact.
Yes.
And so this is about helping you to get set up for your legacy. And so I love that you talked about that he will provide seed to the sower, but you
Yes.
have to be willing to be obedient. So
Yes.
if you ladies have been on the fence and you're considering joining the Woke Next Level program, what I would encourage you to do is to step out in that faith. If you feel that small inclination in your heart, and it's like this inkling, set up a discovery call with us. I promise you, we're going to be honest with you and we're going to say, yes, this is a fit for us, or no, we won't be able to get you any results. But one thing we will do is we will walk with you. If you partner with us, we will walk with you, like Sabrina said, and we will set up a customized plan that fits you, not the one size fits all plans that everybody's trying. No, the plan that's going to fit you according to your unique calling. And we're going to get you set up with systems, processes, with mindset, spiritual rootedness. You're going to have a whole team working on your behalf. You name it, it's good. It's set up
All
there.
the things.
Yes, we have an ecosystem set up for your success. And that is the thing that is going to propel you into your next level and your next level. As we've discussed, she's accomplished more in 1 month than probably would have happened in 6 months to a year And it's just like, this is just the beginning. And and we know that God is in the midst of this, and wherever two or more agree, God is in the midst. And so we know that she's going to experience that multiplication effect. She already has. She's already walking in the overflow. And the same is possible for you. It doesn't matter where you start, but you have to get started, and you have to sow seed in the right ground. And so we want to walk alongside of you along that journey. All you have to do is take that first step, set up that discovery call. Those bonuses that we talked about, those are going to be available until Saturday at 11:30 p.m. The one-on-one branding session, with private session with me. Then and I don't do those anymore. And so that is available. It's either the first five or is Saturday at 11:30, whichever one comes first. That's going to be that. And once it's over, because how my time is, that is my capacity. And then the other bonus that we have is the intentional mornings with God training that um, I will be hosting for those of you who are who join within that same time frame. And so, with those intentional mornings with God, those are some of the things that Sabrina is talking about. How we're helping you to be on purpose with your mornings. And so, this is going to be a deeper dive training on that. And so, that is one of the other bonuses. So, if you want to partake of those bonuses, make sure that you go ahead and book your call. And then if you are paid and invested in yourself within that time frame of Saturday, then you get the bonuses. You get to jump in. We send you your intake form. And then we get set you up your appointment where you get to get started with your audit and all the amazing things that we've talked about here on this call. So if you're ready, we're ready and we're waiting. If you need a weekend option, you want to use Coach Dawn's Calendly. What is it called? Yeah, just Calendly link. So, Coach Dawn, can you put that in the chat? And then if you need the daytime hours, then you want to go ahead and book mine. And either way, we're here for you. If you see something where, because I have some restrictions on my calendar right now, if you are you're not able to get in within by Saturday, and like there's not a slot there, just DM me and I'll see like what I can work out for you. And the same with Coach Dawn. So y'all, sow seed on good ground. When you sow seed on good ground, you can expect a harvest of 100-fold. Many times we're saying we want it, we're praying, and God is like, okay, well, I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you to take the first step. And so when you take that first step, then let me move. And so if you know that that's you, then we welcome you into the Woke Next Level program. Sabrina, thank you so much for sharing this amazing testimonial of how you've been on purpose in your business.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, you guys, y'all have a great day. And let me just tell y'all this. There's a secret bonus coming, a session that's coming up. Coach Dawn is going to be doing a session called Embrace Destiny. Wait, Defeat Doubt, Embrace Destiny on Purpose. That's going to be tomorrow, like at 12, I think, if I'm saying that right. We'll post it in there. It's good. I've heard her training on this, and it was so good. So if you want to go deeper, Defeat Doubt, Embrace Destiny, join us tomorrow at 12 CST. Chat later. Bye.